Okay, so this is the 15-inch Air MacBook. Likely in the future, I'm gonna change using this device because of the lightweight design. Despite being small in size compared to the 16 version, but it still offers a quite big screen. So in today's video, I'm gonna review this MacBook to determine who truly needs to buy it and who should not. I'm William, and let's get started. To summarize my experience with the MacBook Air 15-inch, I realized that having a bigger screen doesn't change anything about the Air. It still remains a MacBook Air with all the limitations and strength of the Air lineup. Let's talk about the limitation first. One limitation to consider is the connectivity ports. Personally, I believe that with the increased size, Apple should have added the additional USB-C ports or an SD card slot because there's plenty of space available. However, there's only the 3.5mm headphone jacks on the right side. Another limitation is the thermal performance. The MacBook Air 15-inch does not have a fan, and it is slim in design. If you consistently perform CPU-intensive tasks, pushing the CPU to its maximum capacity, the performance of the machine will decrease to maintain cool temperatures, reducing about 20% from the peak performance. It cannot match the sustained performance of the MacBook Pro models with fans. I had previously speculated that with a larger size or more spacing for cooling, the performance would be better. However, the Air remained an Air, and there's no significant difference in CPU performance compared to the MacBook Air M2 13-inch. The only improvement is the GPU performance, as the 15-inch model has 10 cores of GPUs compared to the 8-core GPUs in the Air M2. Another limitation is the read-write speed of the standard SSD. It is reduced by almost half because it only has a single SSD memory chips. However, this only impacts heavy file workload with continuously read-write operations, which mostly require a MacBook Pro. For most productivity tasks that user performs on the MacBook Air 15, this speed has no significant impact on the overall user experience. Okay, so enough with the weaknesses, let's talk about the strength of the Air lineup. It is undoubtedly super slim and lightweight ultrabook with larger screen size. This is a natural demand for many people. The screen is 26% larger than the MacBook Air M2 13-inch, making everything appear more spacious. Blending on Excel is more enjoyable and video editing is also smoother. I'm using the 16-inch version because of the comfortable screen, so it's not out of the question if I might change to the 15-inch version for daily use. But the only thing that bothers me when using the Pro 16 is the inconvenience of carrying it around. I miss out on certain experience, such as using a lightweight laptop that I had before, or doing something simple and light, because the laptop right now is so bulky and it weighs more than 2 kilograms. On the other hand, the MacBook Air 15 is much lighter. The weight is only about 1.5 kilograms. The moment you pick it up, you will realize how different it is from the MacBook Pro 16. It's just still an Air. Okay, so after talking about the strengths and weaknesses of the MacBook Air 15, I want to talk about the price of this and want to discuss who should buy it and which configuration should you choose. Currently, the price is somewhere around $1,300 at the Apple Store change for the 8GB RAMs and 256GB storage version. Some people may find it funny to spend over $1,000 and still have only 8GB RAM. However, 8GB RAM on Macs is different from 8GB RAM on Windows. One is unified RAMs and the other one is DRAM. So it's not necessarily true that if 8GB RAM is considered insufficient on Windows, it is also insufficient on the MacBook Air 15. And Apple's system optimizations has been improved over time. Apple is the company that made both hardware and software, so even with the same hardware specifications, the performance may change after a few years. Therefore, I believe that users who primarily use the laptop for studying and productivity tasks, the 8GB RAM configuration is still sufficient. However, if you engage in more specialized tasks like programming or advanced videos editing, it is advisable to options of the 16GB RAM configurations. Upgrading to 16GB RAM may increase the price. You have to pay extra $200. Regarding Apple pricing strategies, I completely agree with the viewpoint that it can be quite expensive. But if you have to upgrade, I think you should go for the RAM first. Okay, next, let's go through some other features of the MacBook Air 15. In terms of display quality, it is highly impressive with the brightness and sharpness. Although it doesn't match the Pro 16 and Pro 14, but it still reaches 500 nits, it is already comfortable for most user needs. While it lacks the 120Hz refresh rate, it is still the MacBook Air. It's not the MacBook Pro, so Apple never let the promotion's 120Hz display into this laptop. In terms of audio, the Air 15 sound quality is something I believe can rival to the Pro lineup. It features 6 speakers, and it's important to note that these 6 speakers not only enhance the movie watching experience, but also elevate gameplays, especially with arcade games or upcoming titles that being ports from Windows. The combinations of a large screen and 6 speakers provide a completely different and immersive experience compared to the Air 13 M2. As for the keyboard, trackpad, and webcam notch, there are aspects I don't think they need to spend time discussing again, as they are well-known features of the MacBook Air lineup. Okay, so I have some personal thoughts about the 15-inch MacBook specifically, and 15-inch Ultrabook in general. I have always wondered that why such an obvious product, the 15-inch Ultrabook, took so long to introduce to the market, and even nowadays it's quite rare in the market except for some LG RAMs. Now I realize the MacBook Air 15 is not the large version of the MacBook Air 13. Apple had to prepare a lot of elements to create such a device like that. Firstly, in order to create a compact 15-inch Ultrabook, the build quality had to be extremely solid, and that's something Apple has achieved. Apple even claimed that this is currently the thinnest 15-inch Ultrabooks, allowing the machine to maintain a weight of 1.5 kilograms while still retaining the characteristic of an Air, rather than falling into the Pro line. LG RAM 15 is lightweight as well, but in terms of sturdiness and slimness, it cannot match the MacBook Air 15. Secondly, the powerful Apple M series chips and its optimizations allow users to accomplish more on a larger screen, while also providing efficient cooling and really good battery life for such a slim device. For some lightweight 15-inch laptop like Dell XPS, Razer Blade 15, they all come with high spec, high performance, and then high heat and high temperatures. Only this MacBook Air 15 is exactly Ultrabook 15-inch that I need. Bigger screen, run quietly, and very good battery life. And still is very lightweight and high quality build compared to other high-end 15-inch laptops. So I think that MacBook Air 15 is the only options in terms of the Ultrabook 15-inch right now. Okay, lastly, let's talk about the price. Currently, Apple has set the price range from $1,300. Apple's biggest challenge may be the previous generation MacBook Pro 14 models equipped with the M1 Pro, M1 Max chips, which are still being sold by the company in many markets. But in my opinion, I would definitely choose the MacBook Pro 14-inch version. What do you guys think about this device? Please comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My name is William, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.